What's up, guys? We're back. Feels like it's been a long time, but I'm excited to kind of show you some of the progress that we got. It was about 1 year ago when I did my first bacon avocado video. So here it is 1 year later. So it's looking good. It's flowering a good amount. So my bacon last year in March of 2021, it was starting to flower, and this year it started flowering a lot earlier, and as you can see, it's going crazy, which is awesome. But as you can see, the leaves are starting to fall because it's flowering so much that it's done a good amount of leaf drop. And also, if you look here, this is all flowers that fell. I mean, I don't know how many flowers this thing made, but it was a lot. So something interesting and good to know. But it's Friday and we are out here and we're gonna enjoy a nice IPA that I just found recently. It's a hazy double Indian pale ale made West Ventura. This is excellent. I just accidentally came across this, tried it, and it's actually really good. So that's what we're going to be doing, enjoying an IPA and checking out all of our avocados. So here I'm going to zoom into some of the fruits. You can see that they're forming. Hopefully I can zoom in correctly so you can actually see. But 2 weeks ago or a week ago when I was out here, I was actually traveling, no BBs at all, and I'm back today and I'm looking around and there's BBs all over. So this is great, good for us. So I'm excited for this year, and hopefully you guys are getting some fruit also and it's sticking. But this bacon last year, I mean, I'll put some video footage of what the video that I did last year so you can actually see and compare. But we do have it kind of reaching up to the sky, which is kind of a good thing. Also, we got bees flying around still, which is awesome. And you can see there's more little BBs all over. So we'll see what this thing is going to do. So I planted this bacon probably December or November of 2019. It grew in 2020 and it flowered beginning of 2021, and we got fruit at the end of 2021. So right now we're in March of 2022, and this year I think it's going to definitely get some more fruit again. So I'm excited that we actually have a bacon. At first I wasn't really excited about having a bacon, but after seeing how this thing grew and how it took off, glad we got it. And also glad that it's going crazy, which is awesome. And if you guys have been following along, you guys know that I planted this Carmen right here pretty close to the bacon. And at first when I was looking at the buds, it looked like they were forming some flowers, but it kind of still looks like flowers. Hopefully I can zoom in correctly so you can see it, but not a lot. So probably just needs a year. I just planted this just recently, so it's I probably needed to restake it also, and then need a little whitewash, which I haven't gotten to yet, but we'll be doing that this weekend. This is going to be a big weekend for us. I'm actually going to be free, and the plan is to plant more avocados and also picking up a couple more trees. Here's another tree that I got. This is the Esther, and it's definitely flowering, so this is good. I'm gonna go up here so you can see some more flowers forming. So I noticed that some of these trees, when they start flowering like crazy or trying to push out flowers, the leaves start changing colors and it kind of looks like they want to drop the leaves. So And that seems to be kind of normal. I've seen it happen last year, and if you guys are experiencing this also, don't freak out. Like for example, if you see here, like this leaf right here, that's just an old leaf that's gonna drop off, and then there's a new bud right there that's gonna come out with some more leaves. So excited about this ester also. It's growing nicely, and we'll see if we actually get one fruit, even though I just planted it just recently. Here's my warts, aka little avocado, flowering. This is a mango. I'm going to show you guys because I got flowers coming out. This little mango that was grafted. I got it from a friend. You know who you are. Thank you very much. It's still doing okay. This variety is called coconut cream. So here's that Kona that we planted just recently, and it dropped all of its leaves, but then new leaves came in. Hopefully I can zoom in correctly so you can see it. It also flowered for such a small tree, which is not good, but I don't think any of the fruit stuck, which is okay. But the leaves kind of dried up. It was actually kind of hot, so I've just got back home and started turning my sprinklers on again, just making sure that everything's hydrated. And of course, I'm trying to stay hydrated here, so hopefully you guys are too. And for some of the folks who wanted to see my Jan Boyce, this is what it looks like right now. It's growing nicely. It's also pushing out some flowers right there. Not a lot of flowers, but it is flowering. Very sparse, but considering it's been in the ground for just a year, and this is going on its second year, so not expecting it to fruit maybe, and if it does, I'll take it. Here's my Hass, growing nicely, been in the ground for a year and flowering. And we actually have some flowers that are open, so I'm gonna look for them. There's one right here. That looks like a male flower. It's the afternoon. It's my Zutano, growing nicely. Lots of flowers also, which is good for us. I'm expecting maybe one or two fruit this year because it was in the ground for about a year now, and kind of reminds me of my bacon, which was in the ground for a year, and this is kind of what it did, and then it flowered for its second year. So my bacon, I got like a couple fruit, so I'm expecting to get maybe one or two from the Zutano. See how that goes. And then we got my reed, which is flowering for really the first time, and this reed's doing great. I'm excited that it's flowering right now, which is first for me. Last year it flowered a little bit, but this is the first year I'm noticing a lot more flowers, which is great. So you can see it's growing really fast, kind of going straight up almost. But it's also gotten a lot bushier, which is nice, because that's kind of what I want anyways. So, and all of these are not really open yet, and there's some at different stages, like these guys right here, which are already open. So excited to see that. So I said that this reed was fastest grower, and this is my second reed, which is still doing pretty good. It's nice and green. Just a little slower compared to my other reed, even though it's on the exact same watering schedule and cycle. It's right next to each other. The only thing I can think of is it's next to this pine tree, and maybe the pine is soaking up some of the moisture, but still healthy, still green. Leaves are kind of like that darker green color, which is nice. But one thing I've noticed is it seems like it might want to start pushing out some flowers here, so hopefully it zooms correctly so you can see that also. So I'm okay with letting this thing grow a little faster or more this year, just so we can have fruit next year. But then, of course, you're waiting like 18 months for the reed to form and actually get you some fruit. So I haven't talked about this in a while. This is my Anaheim, and it's been in the ground for a year. It's not growing as well as some of my other trees that I got put into the ground. And again, I think it might be just the fact that it's next to this pine tree. So, but something to note, something that I'm noticing, it's flowering. First year in the ground, it's starting to form flowers. You can see that here too. So that's great for us. That means that if we do get flowers, it's eventually going to produce some fruit. This is my Gwen. It's flowering. You can see the flowers. So here it is, Gwen, and reaching up to the sky. It's starting to grow. I need to get this in the ground. Planning on doing it this weekend. My 2 gems that I got in a pot still. It is flowering. See that? This is the other one. Flowering also. This is kind of going sideways. I need to strap it. But it's also flowering. See that? Here's my other gem that I got from Maddox Nursery. Still doing okay. I feel like it's kind of reaching up to the left because that's kind of where the sun's at. Because we have afternoon shade here, so. But it's flowering. It was flowering last year and we had a couple BBs on there. So it's doing it again. So Maddox Nursery. And how I could tell a lot of times, if people are wondering, is this little tag right here. That seems to be what I can kind of use to recognize if it was a Maddox Nursery. So it's doing okay. And of course I got my little Kona that I grafted right here. Still doing okay. I moved it over here so it can get it a little bit more light. See how it goes. All right, so my little Jim Bacon, it's probably, what is this, up to that height right there, which is maybe about 3.5 feet tall. So it's flowering and I'm finally noticing little BBs forming. You can see that right there. If it zooms correctly. Here's some more. So this is a little too small to hold fruit. I'm not gonna pick it off. I'm gonna go with the, if it thinks it can hold it, let it be. If it doesn't think it can handle it, which is probably what's gonna happen, is that it's probably just gonna drop all of it. And I'm okay, so as long as it kind of grows, keeps on going. See, here's another BBs kind of forming. See that? So it's gonna be a good year, guys. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. And I'm happy to be back finally. It's been a while, it seems like. But good to kind of show progress a little bit. And my plan for this weekend is we're gonna be picking up a nabal on Toro Canyon, clonal rootstock. And then hopefully we can get a couple avocados in the ground because we've been planning on doing it, but we've been busy and I've been traveling. So happy to be back in town and getting things going. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. See ya.